Hey, it's Soleil, and this is episode 180 of the Orange Pill Investor. And today is roll day. It's not Friday. I was out of town, had some family stuff going on, and so no videos last week. But that is one of the benefits of options. I can either choose to roll uh, contracts on Friday as they expire or not. I can just let them expire, and anything that was out of the money expires worthless. And anything that's in the money basically either gets called away or assigned. And I did get a notification that I had some shares assigned. So this will be interesting to try to get in here and sort out what in the hell is going on. So starting with the main account, I've got the 200 shares of MicroStrategy, which I will not be placing any covered calls against. I would really love to get some juicy premium here. And a lot of times I will just go ahead and sell that covered call when they have earnings. So earnings is August 2nd, so 3 days. And that is going to be after the close. And so if I was going to sell a covered call this week, I could do it here and then just close it on the 2nd. But I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to like accidentally forget. And so one week of premium is not the end of the world. All right, so skipping that one, I did sneak in a put credit spread here as the price was tanking. And I believe I have, why do I not have working orders here? All right, so let's set up a close position to try to collect 50% of the profit. So that's the way that I work credit spreads. It's nothing that I came up with. I'm basically just copying tastytrade's videos. They generally go out to 45 days to expiration and then sell for whatever premium they can get. And then within 2 to 3 weeks, you try to manage that trade. So you would either close it for 50% profit or you would close those positions and reopen them again at another 45 days. If your thesis on that asset has not changed and you want to continue with that position. So I sold these, it looks for like 350 or something like that. So I'm going to try to pay half of that to buy this back. And let's see, this will be good till close. So the original credit was around 350, 360, something like that. All right, so let's send this. And then this will just automatically fire if it reaches that point. Right now, it's actually kind of gone in the other direction because I think MicroStrategy, it's been bouncing all over the place. So no rush on this. This can just sit here a while. And then some of the, let's see, I have one leaps. This is 500 days to expiration. Bought that one for 23. It's worth 40. And I still have 5 of these. And I had done some some consolidation. This one is at 109 days to expiration. So I have until about 60 to 90, probably 90, I will be looking to roll these. So I will just sell them for profit. And actually, now that I think about it, since we're about to have earnings, it might make sense for me to peel off a couple of these. However, and especially since I don't really need the upside protection, a lot of times I want to carry 50 to 100 delta, column here, just in case the price of MicroStrategy rips above my strike. But since I don't have any covered calls this week, I don't necessarily need as much upside protection. And to avoid IV crush, where the implied volatility of a stock will collapse after earnings, which would cause these long calls to become less valuable, I may peel off a couple of these on the second. We'll see. We'll see what MicroStrategy does. I could just put in a limit order so that I don't have to watch it. But in either case, I'm happy to hold these for a little bit longer anyway. To 90 days, I got 19 days left on these. Riot got 200 shares of Riot. I had this one covered call for August 2nd. So for this Friday, I believe I set this one up with my son. We trade together every Friday. So we rolled these real quick last Friday over video call. And then I had sold an extra put. So I did get assigned. I got an email from tastytrade that I had these assigned. So let's go ahead and add a covered call. Now, what's my cost basis? My trade price is 1041. So anywhere above 1041 is profit. But let's see if Riot goes up a buck to 1225. Let's just sell another 12. All right, collect the 30 bucks there. Tesla. I thought I set up. I thought I added 5 covered calls. Oh, those expired on Friday as well. Yeah, these are my leaps here. All right, so these are plenty safe. I don't have to 90 days on these bad boys. I don't really have to watch these for quite some time. So let's just set up my covered calls. And to collect 1% in premium, I would need to collect $2.30. So I can get that right about here at the 242.50 strike. That would leave about $11 in callaway value, which is the distance between the current price of 231 and the strike price. 10% callaway would be $23. So half of that would be $11.50. So that's not bad. That's like 5% callaway value and 1% premium. So let me just hit that up 5 times. And collect $1,000. If this will, yeah, there we go. Got a fill for that. All right, that's the main account. All right, here is the IRA. And I cannot wait for the split on August 8th so that I can dump this poor man's covered call that I have set up here and go back to selling straight covered calls. This just makes it kind of annoying to have to calculate properly. So I'm not going to, I think I'm just going to go to shares now because this poor man's covered call is up. So I bought it. I bought this Leaps for 618, and it's up to 690 something. So while MicroStrategy is up a bit, I think I will just take profits here. And then buy as many shares as I possibly can in anticipation. Let's see, I got 90,000 in buying power now. So if MicroStrategy is around $2,000 a share, I should be able to get 45 plus a little extra there, which after the split would turn into 450 shares. So let's try. Let's see if I can get 50 shares here. That's 87. That'll work. I'm not going to add any leaps before earnings because of earnings crush, but I could add a bunch of riot here. So when this goes 10 to 1, this will be 500 shares, which means I can sell 5 covered calls. Yeah, so let's buy the rest in riot. 100 shares would be 2,200, or excuse me, get 200 shares. Now I can sell 2 covered calls. Give me another 50 bucks, puts me at 340. What, I can buy about 30 more shares? All right, that'll work. IRA done for now. And let's hit up the joint account. I have no I have no positions because the puts that I sold in I believe it was CLSK last week expired. Worthless for the person who bought them. It's worked out well for me. So let me see if I want to do CLSK again. And just go right back to selling puts. If I sell puts at the money at 1650, that's about 3-4% almost. Almost 4% premium, or excuse me, returns for 1 week. Let's see what Hut will give me. Somebody was commenting like, "What's going on with Hut?" You know, I he was joking around. He's like, "I take back every good thing I ever said about you." And but I'm like, "What do you mean? What's wrong with Hut?" I mean, if you look at 1 week, okay, Hut's down from 20 to 15, but if you go back to when Hut was at $10 a share, it's like up 50%. So a lot of times you just got to zoom out. But if I sell 20, account does not have sufficient. Okay. If I sell 20 puts in CLSK, approximately similar prices. So I don't have enough cash. Oh, I'm still trying to trade in my IRA. Okay, that's why. Okay, so on margin, it's going to cost me 14 grand. And Hut. 13. So pretty reasonable in either case. And HUT is also around 4%, maybe a little more than 4%, since it's kind of crashing lately. Mid price is 68. So I'm going to do that. Let's go 20. I'm going to sell 20 at the money puts in HUT. Collect 20 times 60, 1200. That works. I am not desperate to use up all the margin here. I could have almost had enough buying power to actually make that trade without margin, I think. All right, so we got one position there. That's all of the tastytrade accounts. Now let's check out the 5K account challenge on. What, am I not logged in? Okay. Let's see if I can remember my username and password. Oh boy. Almost hit 9,000 in value today before MicroStrategy started to tank a little bit. All right, let's see. I sold a $9 put in iron last week. I snuck this in right before the close. Iron under 10 bucks was hard to ignore. I hate trading anything that trades in nickels. So this kind of pissed me off a little bit, but I kind of just couldn't help myself. And then I have this one expiring August 2nd. I think I went out 45 days back in June. And HUT, this is just barely, yeah, this is in the money. So I'm just going to sit and watch this. If these get called away, that's great. Otherwise, I may roll it to next week if I can for profit. I got this one little share of MSTY, and I can't wait for, I think it's early August when I'll get my dividends here. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of dividend I can get out of this and compare that to what my covered call strategy, you know, is generating in and of itself. And I'm going to do a whole post or video about it, but I've come to the conclusion that whether you use the strategy that I use, selling covered calls and selling cash secured puts, or whether you have any other bullish strategy, MicroStrategy is the solution. It is the answer. Not financial advice, but as far as I can tell, MicroStrategy is the most bullish stock that I can think of, probably for the next 30 years, but certainly while Bitcoin is pumping on this cycle to end of 2025. So if you're a dividends person, there's MSTY. Somebody actually showed me there was a 2x leveraged MicroStrategy position as well. So if that's your bag, baby, you could go for that. Buy and holders can just buy the stock. People who like long leverage can buy the calls. People like me who want to lower their cost basis can sell covered calls. If you want to sell credit spreads, there's always put credit spreads. So anything bullish that you can imagine, the ideal stock, in my opinion, is MicroStrategy. If you're bullish, you want the most bullish stock, and to me, that's MSTR for now. All right, so HUT, I've got this one covered call, and I've got 100 shares. So that's taken care of. I've got an iron put that I sold. That can just sit. I've got 100 CLSK shares. Let's see what my purchase price. Okay, so this is something that a lot of folks have a hard time dealing with. So I got assigned at 1950. So my average cost is, according to Robinhood, is 1950. But let's look at my trading history. I've been selling puts on this for quite a while. So 712, sold a put, got paid $50. Had to buy it back for 4. Sold another one, got paid 50. Had to buy it back for 2. Sold the 1950. And this is the one that should have been assigned. And then sold an 1850 covered call. And then I sold another 17 put. Is that still out there? That must have expired worthless. But the point is, I can subtract all of this money that I got paid against my what Robinhood is reporting as my cost basis. Because if I try to sell a 1950 put, I might not be able to collect enough premium, and it kind of gives the appearance of losing money. So let's just go back. I'm not going to go back forever, all the way to March, but let's take a look. So $50, another 50, $100, 170, 220. I basically lowered my CLSK cost basis by $2. So I can sell anywhere at 1750 or higher and technically not lose money. So let's do that. If I want to collect 1%, I could go all the way up to 1950. I could actually go up to what Robinhood is reporting as my cost basis. If I was, if I was super paranoid, like, oh, I'm scared to sell at a loss, which I am not. I do not bag hold. I don't necessarily alter my strategy just because of what the price is doing. I know a lot of traders do that and they have good results with it, but I try not to let fear change my trading behavior. So if I leave about 10% call away value, that's $1.70 plus the price. So 1860 plus 70, 1930. So I'm going to go to the 84% chance of profit. I'm not going to go all the way to 19. Sell a covered call here. Collect 24 bucks. All right, that's the 100 CLSK shares. I also have 500 shares of Riot. Guess that's the largest position that I have right now. My average cost here is 981. So let's sell 5 covered calls. It's Friday. About a 10% call away would be another dollar, so $12. Let's sell 5 of these. Collect another 135 bucks. And since CLSK is down so much, this one might be a good one to sell cash secured put in. So what was this? This was up to 20 bucks a share. So let's sell a put. I'm going to sell at the money. That's going to get me about 4.5% for the week. All right. And then if the price of CLSK does go down and I get to 15 or whatever, that's fine. I got paid 16.50, lowered my cost basis by 75 cents. But the 16.50 that I get assigned will get averaged in with the 19.50. And so halfway between 6 and 9, $3, $1.50, that'd be about 17 or 18. Sorry, 18. My average cost would be 18 a share, I believe. So it'll just be kind of like dollar cost averaging into this as well. The alternative, if you want to, if you're really, really paranoid about selling below your cost basis, you can always just go out to 45 days ish. Let's go 39 days. And if I wanted to go all the way to my 1950 strike just to make sure that I broke even, I can collect $1.60 out here. Now, you're not going to be able to collect this every week like I'm doing on my weeklies, but if this gives you peace of mind, this is always an option. And then again, just like I did for where I set up the working order to take profits on the cash secured, not the cash secured, but the put credit spread, I would try to manage this trade after about 2 to 3 weeks and buy it back for 80 cents. Sell it for 160, buy it back for 80. All right. I've got a HUT covered call. I've got one CLSK covered call. I've got 5 Riot covered calls. So this one is basically taken care of. But I think what did I make? Like 200 bucks? Five times that's 125, 145 plus, what was that, 75? Yeah, a little over 200. These Tesla calls are getting a little too close for comfort. About 4 months away. So let's see how far I can go out. See if I can go to December. What are the cheapest December ones? Okay. That's doable. Let's go to January's almost 6 months. Oh, because the strikes are higher. Oh, and these are the ones that I have already. Oh, so why did I think those were coming up so close? Hmm, that's not bad. Let's see what I can do at 200 days. That's just about the amount of premium that I collected today. So let's just buy one. I could either buy Tesla Leap. So they just had earnings, so implied volatility should be down quite a bit. So these should be cheaper. So let's just nab one. I usually either take my premium and I buy Tesla Leaps, or I'll buy MicroStrategy fractional shares. So let me just go ahead and get one of these. If I can get a fill. It asks spread 208 to 218. Okay, so I may have to put this back in and pay an extra couple bucks. Let's do 21213. I'm thinking this will fill. There we go. All right, so let me take a look at what they are saying my buying power. I'm using just like 10% of my account's value in margin. So I'm going to go with that. No reason to eat up too much of it. All right, I think that's it. Roll day on a Monday, and the video should be coming out like fast and furious again. My goal is 350 for the year, and I was on track, but took vacation, had the unexpected family stuff come up, and so I am not on track for 350. So I'm gonna probably have to do like 2 videos a day for a while to catch up. And so hope you're not sick of me yet. All right, be good, y'all.